Is Frieren the greatest anime of all time?
No.
Well, if it's not, then why is it sitting at the #1 spot of my anime list's top anime of all time? It beat out Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and by quite a large margin too. I made a community poll, and while a lot of you wanted to see a video on Frieren, it seemed like a majority of the feedback was that this show was way overhyped. Some of you even considered it mid. So what gives? Is it good or is it trash? Well, I believe the answer to that is in Frieren's approach to storytelling. On a number of different levels, I believe the secret ingredient is time. Before we dive in, I have to let you know that there will be some spoilers for season 1 in this video. So as always, please watch the show before watching this video. The first reason why I think Frieren is so popular is because it taps into so many different genres. You have fantasy and grand adventure elements, there's a battle shonen aspect including a tournament, huge battles, and dungeon crawling, and the show somehow manages to pull off the slice of life and romance genres as well. But that's not where Frieren stops. It twists all of these categories on their head and offers something fresh to the viewer. In accordance with the hero's journey, normally the main protagonist would set out to kill the main antagonist, but in this case, Frieren has already killed the Demon King. So now what? There isn't a driving force necessitating the hero's journey, but there is still a call to adventure. By shifting the timing of the story's beginning to after the Demon King has already been defeated, you now are offering something novel to the viewer. This is unique, but it's probably not enough to make the story appealing in and of itself. So let's introduce another aspect of time. Frieren is immortal, so she's not really under any constraints or deadlines. The show mirrors this by the party randomly getting distracted, sidetracked, or when they choose to undertake time-consuming side quests that seem mundane and unimportant, yet mean a great deal to Frieren. This use of time to stretch out the episodes was torturous for some. A lot of the feedback I got was that the show's pacing was much too slow, especially at the beginning. I can understand this sentiment, but I think that this aspect is exactly what the story is trying to convey. These long drawn-out episodes mirror the lengthy journey these characters are taking, and while Fern and Stark have a sense of urgency to get a move on, Frieren is okay spending the time doing nothing because she has an infinite amount of time to spend. And while we do have a romance story between Fern and Stark, we also see glimpses of Frieren's romance with Himmel the hero. Yet that romance can never be because Himmel has already died. And while it was happening, Frieren didn't fully understand what was transpiring. Through observations of Fern and Stark, she sees with the clarity of hindsight Himmel's feelings towards herself and her feelings towards him. But those moments with Himmel are times that she can never get back. The story is in large part about Frieren trying to come to terms with the way that humans view time and why they place such emphasis on building meaningful relationships. After all, if something is going to wither away within the span of 80 years, what's the point? Through Frieren's perspective, we get an interesting and objective view on the nature and importance of these relationships. But beyond that, the show mirrors its own story in the way that it's formatted. There are long drawn-out empty spaces of time that are perforated by succinct moments of intense action. It reminds me of a quote by master filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock. He said, "Drama is life with the dull bits cut out." In my opinion, Frieren is successful because it intentionally adds those dull bits back into the story. The team regularly goes on side quests. They spend an inordinate amount of time doing seemingly trivial things, and are frequently railroaded into other situations before the plot can be allowed to progress. But this, while mundane for a film, makes much more sense for a long-format anime series about the nature of going on epic quests. Life isn't Instagram, it's not a highlight reel. We all have boring and mundane tasks that require our attention. We have to buy groceries, we need to cook and clean. Some of us have to take care of children or pets. And there's always an endless pile of laundry and other chores to do. Which is kind of hilarious because the magic spell that Fern chooses to learn over all the others is one that cleans clothes. There's no denying that this anime's approach to storytelling is different from the norm, but I think that's what makes it successful. It doesn't surprise me that many people thought that the story was super slow to get started, but I believe that this was done on purpose. These long drawn-out bits remind me of why shows like Cowboy Bebop were so successful. You have time to get to know who these people are through their adventures and escapades. That develops strong bonding between an audience and the show's characters. By the end of the show, you feel like they are your friends and you just want to hang out with them even more. But I don't think that's the only reason it was successful. On the production side, Madhouse absolutely cooked with Frieren's animation. There are a plethora of insane magical spell animations that look phenomenal. It was a treat to see all of these cool effects interspersed throughout the entirety of the show. I couldn't wait to see what the next terrain-altering spell was going to be. But it wasn't just the spells and fantastic combat animation that had some great moments. The landscape scenery was breathtaking throughout the show. There were small and subtle moments of great animation with simple things like clothing. There were these unexpected hilarious moments between characters. And my boy Evan Call delivers yet again with the show's score. The show was a treat to watch. But I think ultimately, Frieren's biggest secret to its success is that it's got the right combination of plot elements with the addition of perfect timing. It's a fresh take on an old format. In a market that's completely saturated with isekai series and stories, Frieren is a simplistic and straightforward fantasy tale with an interesting twist to its timing. It has lovable characters, a fun magic system with endless possibilities, and an interesting world to explore, but most importantly, it tells a good story. Is Frieren the greatest anime of all time? Well, I don't personally think so, but some undoubtedly feel that way. I definitely enjoyed my time with the show, and will keep watching in future seasons. But now, I want to hear from you. Is Frieren goated, or is it completely overhyped? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I completely overhauled my Amazon store to focus more on anime and animation. There's a bunch of new categories like manga recommendations, all kinds of figurines and pops to browse, and even a selection of resources for learning animation. If you guys make a purchase, I can earn a commission, which is an awesome way to get something cool for yourself and to help support the channel in the process. Thanks so much for checking it out. And you know I have to thank my patrons who made this video possible, especially Javi G and Elias Aksanov. You guys are absolute kings. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Drew Malou, and I'll see you storytellers in the next video.